On a foggy autumn evening, Alice, a young researcher, arrived at a village far from the city center to investigate mysterious rumors. In the middle of the village, there was a large lake, said to be cursed according to legends. Locals spoke of a terrifying creature living in the depths of the lake, rising at night to seek its victims. Alice approached these legends with skepticism, thinking there was a scientific explanation. There was an old, abandoned cabin by the lake. Alice settled in this cabin to conduct her research. The first few days passed quietly. However, as the nights grew longer, Alice began to experience strange events. One night, while working in her cabin, she heard strange noises from outside. It sounded like something was moving in the water. When she looked out the window, she saw a strange mist rising from the lake's surface. The mist formed bizarre shapes that shimmered in the moonlight. Alice, giving in to her curiosity, went outside and walked towards the lake. As she approached the lake shore, a face appeared in the mist, a long, dark, and human-like shape. Alice tried to retreat in fear, but her legs were trembling. The long, dark figure slowly approached her. Alice saw the creature's eyes, glowing red eyes. The creature reached out to her, and a cold, damp hand grasped Alice's arm. Alice screamed and pulled away. The creature disappeared into the mist. Immediately after, Alice ran to her cabin and locked the door. With trembling and ice-cold hands, she prepared a cup of tea and tried to calm down. However, the image of the creature that appeared on the lake was constantly in her mind. The next day, Alice talked to the villagers about what she had experienced. She told them what she had seen. The villagers said that the creature Alice saw was the guardian of the lake. According to the legend, the guardian protected the lake's curse and punished those who approached the lake by rising at night. Alice didn't want to believe these legends, but her experience had deeply affected her. She decided to continue her research, but this time she was more cautious. She didn't leave her cabin at night and didn't approach the lake. A few days later, Alice discovered an old cemetery near the lake. In the cemetery, there were old tombstones said to belong to the guardian's victims. Alice examined the tombstones and noticed strange symbols on some of them. The symbols belonged to an ancient language known as the Dark Tongue, which was associated with curses. Alice tried to decipher the symbols on the tombstones. After a long and arduous study, she discovered that the symbols were a curse spell. The spell was a curse that bound the guardian to the lake and kept it there forever. Alice had to break this curse. She had an expert friend who knew the Dark Tongue very well. Her friend said that the only way to break the curse was to find the guardian's bones and burn them. However, the guardian's bones were at the deepest point of the lake. Alice decided to make a dangerous dive. At midnight, she dived into the lake and descended into the dark depths. At the bottom of the lake, she found the ruins of an ancient temple. Inside the temple, there was a chest. She opened the chest, and the guardian's bones were inside. Alice took the chest and swam towards the surface. However, the guardian was following her. As she approached the lake's surface, the guardian threw Alice out of the lake with its damp and wet hand. Alice was unconscious for a while by the lake and then woke up and immediately started looking for the chest. The chest had fallen under a tree a little further from Alice. Alice ran to the chest. She opened the chest and took out the guardian's bones. She burned the bones, and the curse was broken. The lake's mist dissipated, and the guardian disappeared forever. Alice returned to the village and told the villagers what had happened. The villagers were very happy about this. Alice had saved the village by breaking the curse. She then completed her research and left the village. However, the curse of the dark lake and the story of the guardian would remain in her mind forever.